Hello, lads and lasses. Hey, if you like today's lesson, then get a job at a news station and slowly but surely work your way up to news anchor. Then end every news story with I Heart Art, as this would really help spread the good word of my class. All right, AP kiddos, I'm going to talk to you guys today about what we are going to do this year. First, I'm going to show you some examples of what students are going to do. Um, and I guess I should have made a slide for this. It used to be called concentration, but now it's called sustained investigation. And by that, you want to make sure that your artwork looks like it is connected. So I'm going to show you an example. I'm going to end the show right here. I'm going to move over to the internets, and we'll go up here. All right, so look at all the artwork that this artist did. So does this look like it was all done by one artist? What makes it look like it was done by the same artist? Well, what's in common? So it has a lot of faces, a lot of the similar colors. But can you see where the artist also kind of broke out of his comfort zone? Like over here, he did like a reddish picture, and down here he kind of did a purplish picture. This is a good example of a concentration or a sustained investigation, where the artist can uh, work within a genre and still explore different aspects of that genre. I'm going to show you another artist, this guy right here, and look at the different artworks. And you can see how they're all different, but there's a lot of similarities. It looks like it was done by the same artist. And so these are two good examples of what a concentration is, or a sustained investigation. All right, I'm going to skip back over into the PowerPoint. We'll go into, we'll start it over again. I saw that already. So I'm going to show you some examples from AP. One of the things that you're going to be asked to do this year, and this is going to be around April, between January and April, is I'm going to ask you to write an artist statement about your artwork. And so, right, what we're looking at right now is another student's artist statement. And I'm just going to read to you the first paragraph. The concentration of my portfolio explores the common theme, the figure in an environment. Because their figure is by nature a complex and organic form, it tends to be the focus of many of my artworks. However, this makes it necessary to develop the geometric aspects of the interiors to create an effective juxtaposition between the environment and the figure. By exploring this focus, I have come to realize that the environment in which the figure occupies is just as crucial as the figure itself to both the documentation of the scene and the portrayal of the sentiment. So we're going to look at some artwork done by this student. All right, do you see the figure in the artworks? Do you see the environment? So it's a figure in the environment. So let's go back to this one. Where is this environment? Well, obviously it's a bathroom. So it's a figure in the environment of a bathroom. All right, this might be a bedroom. This would be a bedroom. See the figure in this picture lounging about outside? Figures in, it could be the kitchen. So in all of these artworks, it looks like they explore the same theme, the figure in the environment. All right, and the score for this one was really high. The score in AP goes from 1 to 5. The 6 that you see here is it's like a part of that 1 to 5 score. So the 6 being the highest. So I'll explain all of this later when we get closer to turning our stuff in at the end of the year. All right, this student says, my concentration is working to paint expressively and fast. I use still life as my subject to paint fast while maintaining form. I captured lights and darks of the forms and learned to broaden my palette. Okay, when looking at these, I'm going to ask you a question, and this is a question I ask all my AP students. If we go back to these, did these images intimidate you? Did you look at these and say, oh my gosh, that student is so good, I can never do artwork like that? Yes, this student is amazing. Now compare it to the artwork done by this student. You feel a little bit better now. All right, in these pictures, I believe, and I don't know this student, this isn't one of my students, but this was an example that was shared at an AP meeting. And I believe that this student did all of his work in the classroom, and I believe that the student did all of his work rushed at the end. He did not plan his time accordingly, and therefore you get very rushed artwork like this. But this is also artwork that was submitted to AP. So this is acceptable, although it's not nearly as high quality as the previous one, but this is also an AP portfolio. And you can see he got a much lower score. And the reason for that, the work is inconsistent in terms of technical competence, which I was just talking about. That's a fancy way of saying he wasn't as skilled as the previous artist. It does display limited growth and discovery, but the sense of investigation is not sufficient for it to have received higher scores. So this is a mediocre portfolio. All right, in my concentration, I focused on the structure of form and familiar objects and spaces. Then I moved to the broader views of those spaces, and the addition of the figure enhanced the works by including organic structure into the world of man-made form. My use of reed and pen and charcoal enhances the dichotomy. I used line to define form and charcoal to make it come alive. In the examples that I'm going to show you today, this one's one of my favorites. And you can really see that he is exploring form, and there's a lot of angular shapes in this portfolio. There's a lot of lights and darks. There's a lot of quiet moods. And this is another very high quality art portfolio. I'm guessing this student went to a school where it was okay, or maybe he did an after school where he went to drawing classes where they had a nude model. My concentration project focused on the development of me as an individual through the course of my life. So this one is mostly self-portraits. And these examples are quite old. I think this was around, what, 2007 that I received these pictures. And but they're still good examples. But, you know, in today's era, this would be definite selfies, like selfies done with paint. Another very high skill, high quality portfolio. This guy uses light well. He knows skin tone. He knows lights and darks. He's very good at shapes. All these images are of interesting points of view. Very well done portfolio. And you can tell that they're all done by the same artist. You know, they look like a family together. This is another student's portfolio. When I began my concentration, I hoped to improve my abilities within certain elements and principles of design by studying the works of classical painters who excelled using light and color. Most importantly, I wanted to develop my own personal style so that each piece would possess similar qualities. I planned for my concentration to be a series of works painted from life. To make these works more consistent with one another, I developed my theme within my composition. Based off my first piece, I decided to make kitchen appliances my recurring subject. So not only is he painting the kitchen appliances, but he's applying what he learned from master artists in this. And once again, you can look at all of these artworks and they look like they're related. They look like they're part of the same family. If they were all hung on a wall, I would easily identify these as done by the same artist. He has a good sense of light and dark and composition. This is good art. I like this portfolio. All right, this student says the focus of my concentration is rowing. And if you want to pause the video, I'm going to move on, but if you want to pause the video and read this whole thing, that's okay. But here you can easily see how rowing was a passion in the student's life. Maybe she was on the rowing team. Interesting compositions. And they all look like they're related. Right, and so this is the reason for her score, which I would imagine she would have gotten a high score. There's an unmistakable connection between the idea of the concentration and the work presented, and the concentration engages the viewer with work and the idea. I'm going to move on. All right, my concentration is the visual study of the human experience. I dove deep into the aspects and emotions in our lives that distinguish us from animals. Capturing our mystery, intrigue, sorrow, and triumph, I found that a single stare can incorporate dozen emotions. Subtle movements and the slight positioning of hands and faces can show us love and trust, sorrow, mystery, and wandering thought. I believe that these simple aspects truly define my concentration. Now, do these look like they belong together? There is a consistent theme in that every image shows a person or a face, but in each example, they are in such different styles and such different looks that I have a hard time understanding how all of these are connected together. They all look so different. And it looks to me like the student, as they were doing different assignments, like this one is a printmaking assignment, as they were doing different assignments throughout their art career, that they always did a person and then they bunched it all together to build this portfolio instead of starting with an idea and working through the idea. It just looks like she did different assignments, and in each assignment, she used a figure. It doesn't look connected. It doesn't look like a family. All right, I'm going to move on. This concentration on my project is salsa and merengue. My dad, who inspired me to take salsa classes, inspired this and got me to feel the rhythm of that nightlife. This one, it's very easy to see the concentration or the uh, sustained investigation. All of these look very similar. They're all related to dance. And she went from doing more realistic images of dance to very abstract images of dance. So she explored dance through different genres. Time represents and affects different emotions, time periods, and more in human society, as it will be shown throughout my portfolio. Furthermore, it can be said that time has become an issue in humanity, but still, time manages people's attitudes and reactions. It will always be there and will always be necessary to manage life. Out of all the portfolios today, This is the one that I like the least. The ideas that are like this one right here, the close up of the eye, and then the hands, the arms as the hands of a clock, and they're just poorly painted. It's a weak idea. Um, and like this image right here is so obvious from the internet. Like the reference is directly copied from the internet. That I do not believe that the student had the photographic expertise to set up this photo and take the picture at this quality. And there's another one too, like this one right here. The drips of the liquid into the water, um, that is directly copied from the internet. And I want to discourage that from you guys. Yes, we all use the internet for references, but we do not directly copy from it. And even though he changed it to make it that time was dripping into the water, uh, it's a weak idea for this. And again, that is so obvious to me. It's an image from the internet, and this is a very poorly painted image. Um, so I'm just hoping that you guys, we'll work on your ideas together. We'll sit down and I'll have personal conferences with you about about your concentrations in sustained investigations. All right, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to create a body of work that is related. So in this example, let's pretend that these are all your artworks. And I want you to make art and make art and make more art, make lots and lots and lots of art. Make so much art that it is too much. And then I want you to choose your 15 best artworks and you're going to photograph them. And so the creation of your artworks, this is all from today until April 15th, is we're going to be making art. And then in the spring semester, we're going to start photographing our art. So take pictures of your art, and then you're going to load it onto a website by AP. So this is the exact website that you're going to be loading your artwork onto. So each one of those images is a photograph that that student took and uploaded onto the website. So it looks like this student has uploaded 5 images and still needs to take some more pictures and load them as well. But this is what you'll be doing. Um, and when it's close to the time for photographing your artwork, I'll give you guys all the details about that. Then your art, that digital web page that you're going to create for AP, is going to get judged. So here's a judge looking at your artwork on a computer screen and giving you a score for that. All right, so that's one of the ways that you're going to get a score from AP. A judge is going to look at the artwork that you post on the website. A second way that you're going to get graded or assessed in AP is that you're going to write an artist statement about your artwork. So here's an example. This is the exact website that you're going to be submitting your artist statement on. And you can see right here it says you're going to basically answer 2 questions. What is the central idea of your concentration, and how does your work how does your concentration demonstrate the exploration of your idea? This first essay, 500 characters maximum. That's like 1 or 2 sentences. This second one, 1350 characters maximum. That's about 2 paragraphs. So when I say they have to write their artist statement, they get this really scared look on their face. It's not that big a deal. So when it's time to write these, I will help you write them, and we'll work one-on-one to make the best possible artist statement before you submit it. Anyways, that gets a grade. Then you're going to take your 5 best artworks and you're going to put them in a portfolio, like a giant envelope. And you're going to get this giant envelope at the end of the year. So this girl has hers. She's all proud. Her artworks are all in it. And the reason why she has a big smile on her face is that she's done. So this is early May, and she is done with art, and she has almost a month left of being done in art. So that's why she has a big smile on her face. When you get to this stage and you submit your artwork, you're going to have a big smile on your face too. So she's going to put all of her, she's going to put 5 of her best artworks in that portfolio, and she's going to put them, we're going to mail them off. And I think I chose the wrong photo for this slide. It looks like something awful has happened, and there's some kind of tragedy looking. Well, anyways, I'm going to move on. All right, so the mail truck is going to deliver those to a warehouse, and the warehouse, and I'm going to show you a bigger picture. Look at all these lines of tables, and you see each one of these little like brown squares. Each one of those is a portfolio. So they're going to take the artwork out of the portfolio, spread it on the table, and they're going to judge it. And yeah, I just want to show you this folder right here has 5 artworks that you worked so hard on, spent months on. You've worked so hard on this portfolio, and look, it's just this tiny little thing, and amongst a whole bunch of other people, each one of these is a student's portfolio that they spent a whole year on, even more. They sometimes students spend 2 or 3 years on these portfolios. And so my point in showing you this is that as amazing as it is that you finish this AP portfolio and you get it all ready, you're not special. Everybody in this whole room has their own special artwork, and you're just in a room full of a bunch of other special people. So I just wanted to humble you a little bit. And it's so incredible how this process works. Each one of these boxes that you see is a school full. It's a box full of portfolios from a school. So when we send our portfolios off, we put all the portfolios in a big cardboard box like these, and it gets shipped off. And you can see how many schools have submitted their portfolios. There are tens of thousands of students all over America submitting for an AP portfolio. Then those boxes get organized, and the portfolios get taken out of the boxes and organized. Here, I want to show you again just how not special you are. Like when you submit your portfolio, one of these uh, envelopes will be yours. So it'll be mixed amongst a bunch of other students' artwork as well. Now, AP does their best to make sure that all of the portfolios are, all the artwork is taken care of and the artwork is sent back to you. I've been teaching this for 15 years now, and I have never had a case where artwork didn't get returned to the student or it was damaged in any way. So they're very good at protecting the artwork. But I'm just showing you just the huge numbers of students that submit art portfolios. Okay, so these three, like your essay, posting your artwork online, and sending your actual artwork in to be judged, all 3 of those scores come together to give you your score down here. So, and you'll get your score sometime in the summer. But like this student took a calculus test and they also took a studio test, and they scored very well on both of those. Must have been a smart kid. All right, so I just wanted to explain what we're doing this year. Oh, by the way, we're gonna send this day right here will probably be around May, early May is usually when we have this day right here where you put your artwork in a portfolio and send it off. So So that, yeah, that's May. All right. So I want to welcome you to art, welcome you to AP, and I'm looking forward to everybody doing their absolute best on their artworks. I'm looking forward to helping all of you. And when I say be an art factory, I really mean it. You have a lot of work to do from between now and April 15th, and then even early May, that we have to send these stuff in. So just quit watching this video and start making art. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Have a good day.